Hey, welcome back to the channel, and if you're here for the first time, then welcome to the channel. And today we're going to show you how to make this into this. Let's get started. Okay, so these are the materials that we'll need. Black and white paint, gray paint for realism with the moon, canvas, preferably a fresh one, but in this case I just whited out an old canvas that I had. Magazine paper. In this case I prefer magazine paper because it has a waxy finish on the pages versus newspaper, which doesn't have a waxy coating, so it takes away more paint from the painting when you lift off when you're making the texture of the moon. A stencil. In this case, we're making a moon, but I want to go with a crescent moon, so I went and made a stencil out of construction paper. And last but not least, our protective gear. Now we're ready to begin. Okay, so first we're going to start by placing our stencil down, figure out where we want the moon to actually be, and then mark it with some black paint. Now that we have a general idea of where we want it to be, we can start laying down our base colors. We'll start with some gray. Make sure your cans are all shaken up. And then some white. We'll add some black, give them nice shadows. Once you have the right combination of colors that you want, you can go ahead and crumple up the magazine paper like you would any newspaper or anything, and then fan it back out, and we'll lay it over the top and just kind of run your fingers across it and then lift it. And that should give a nice kind of a rocky, cratery look. You can always go back and add more colors like I'm doing here if you don't quite like how it came out with the mixture. Cool thing is if you take away too much paint, you can always just add more paint on. Once you have the right look, we gotta wait for it to dry and then we can put our stencil on. And while that painting's drying, I'd like to let you know that I do have a merch site, so if you want to support the channel in any way, that would be wonderful. You can just hop on there. The link will be in the description below, as well as the subscribe button is also down there. Feel free to leave any comments if you want to see something in the future, a different technique, or if you want me to try something out, feel free to drop a line there. Appreciate you. Now back to the painting. So because I am using a stencil, I will need weights. I like to use old sockets that I have lying around in the garage that I don't plan on using anymore. They're kind of the perfect size and weight ratio for holding down a stencil. So once your painting's all dry and ready to move on to the next step, go ahead and grab our stencil and throw it on there where we want it. Throw our weights on. And we'll begin blacking out the background. You want to be careful not to go too heavy around the actual stencils. So with canvas, because it's canvas, it will want to bleed underneath the stencil if there is any lift or a lack of weight on it. That's why we put the weights on there. But also, you still don't want to put too much paint around it because it can force the paint to go underneath the stencil and it will bleed over and look all blurry. halfway through this painting, I realized that I wanted to make a nebula. So I didn't film the sequence in the beginning with all of the colors required, but just to make a nebula, you can use any 3 colors. I like really bright poppy colors like pinks and turquoise and blues. So I grabbed 3 of my more pop bright colors to make a nebula. It's pretty simple to make a nebula. You're going to want to wait for that black paint to dry and before you do this, or else it won't look right. Starting with a pink in this case, just kind of misting the painting. And then I like to make it interact with the stencil. Just one at a time, layering the colors to get the right depth and feel of the different colors in the nebula. Top it off with the lavender color. This is kind of a dull lavender. And now we will add the white stars. With nebulas, I like to make a lot of stars. It adds to the effect of the nebula. It really makes it look like it's a really big, full galaxy. So go wild. Now it's time for the big reveal. I have to say, honestly, this is the best part about doing these paintings. It's just peeling back and seeing a planet or a moon or a sun just appear out of your painting. It's just so much fun. Hey, if you found this video helpful, let me know in the comments below. If there's something that I can work on, also let me know, because I'm trying to get better at making these videos, and I want to keep making them. Thanks for watching, and I'll hope to see you next time.